Have you ever wondered why some objects in Python are subscriptable while others are not? Let me give you one example. If I create a list called L like this, and this L is now an object of type list, and if I do something like this, I should be able to access the elements of this object. So this L is object, and then by doing this type of syntax, I'm able to access internal elements of this list. Now the question is, how can I implement this kind of subscription, this kind of ability to basically access elements by using these square brackets. So this is the topic of this video, and for this demonstration I have created this boilerplate class which has the name myClass, and it is having this constructor method with this data being passed while creating this class, while instantiating this class. Now to be able to access so first of all, let me do one thing. Let me instantiate or create an object. So I'll do object 1, and I'll do myClass, and I'll pass some data. Let's pass maybe something like a random list for now, and let's run this. Now we have an object 1. Now the question that you should be wondering is that this is also object, this is also object. What makes it legal to use this kind of square brackety syntax with the list, while we can't use it with object 1? Let me try. Let me do something like object 1 square bracket 0. Now it says something like this: my class object is not subscriptable. Subscriptable means we can't access elements of the object of my class like these square brackets. So how can we make them subscriptable? So to make them subscriptable, we can create a special dunder method. Now what is this dunder method? What we do is we write this underscore, and we create this method called get item, and again underscore, and then first element would be the object instance itself, which is going to be self, and then second element would be, because when we pass any number in these square brackets, those number will be passed to the argument of this get item. So we can write something like key. For now, let's return key only. So whenever somebody is going to call and subscript the object, it is going to return key only. So let's run this again, and let's run this again. Now if I do object 1 and 0, it is now returning 0, right? Okay, that makes sense. So the second question is, how can I, so now it is as easy as just accessing the elements from like whatever you want to do with key. For example, you might want to do some manipulations with key, maybe add 20 into the key. Okay, so if I do this, so now I'm getting 0, 20 added. Let me have 2. So you get the idea, right? So this is how we make our objects subscriptable. Okay, now there is one more method. In fact, there are 3 methods which when combined you can create list like subscriptability feature. There is one more item, one more basically method, which is called set item, and it takes the same kind of structure, self, key, but this time it will also take value. So now this time what we want to do is we want to take the key, and we want to take the value, and we want to set this item somehow. Okay, but currently we are not maintaining any sort of internal data structure within the my class, so we don't know where to set these keys. Okay, so what we could have done is we could have created some sort of a dictionary like a structure where when somebody is going to call, so let's try to do that. Okay, so let's assume that while creating this object, we are going to be, let me do one thing. While creating this object, we will pass an empty list. Okay, now while doing the set item, what I can do is I can do self.data, and I can call this key, and I can get this value, and while returning this, what I can do is I can do self.data, and I can return the key itself. Okay, now it's going to be now by default self.data key might result in key error, because dictionaries by default don't have so if let's say that key is not present, so in that case what we could do is, but let's leave it for now, because otherwise it will get too complicated to understand. So what I'll do is I'll pass one object with a as 10. Okay, now let's try to do a, and if I do, so now I'm able to get the 10 in return. And now let's try to set and update the value of object 1. So object 1 and a, and let's try to update it to 20. So now the object value has been updated, and if I print object 1.data, we see a's 20 value has been updated, but we passed 10, right? You get the idea, right? So get item, and I think we could have also used, rather than printing the entire data structure, we could have just printed the a like this. Okay, so to summarize, you could use get item and set item to basically support this kind of subscriptability on any object, just like you do with dictionary and lists. So thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day.